This is Henry Frederick with Jon Kaney Jr. I just got done with the update for the County Council on where you are with the Waverly Media investigation. Mr. Kaney, could you please give us a quick update on the status of your investigation at this point?
Okay, well, the investigation is going forward. I've had 23 recorded interviews similar to a deposition.
Right.
I've had 4 or 5 serious interviews that were not recorded because the witnesses wouldn't do that for me. And I have, I think it's 5 subpoenas that have been rejected by the witness. They challenge the authority.
But these are some of the key players.
Oh, yes, they are.
Waverly media principals.
Waverly principals, Sotolongo and Garrett.
And Kimberly Wass.
The manager of
right.
Ted Dorn.
Ted Dorn and Justin Kennedy.
Justin Kennedy.
That's pretty much, once you get through that hurdle, you're pretty much finished?
Yes. And we're trying to get a hearing schedule for May, I think it's May 8 or 9, something like that, with Judge Green, who's the judge.
That'd be Shirley Green, County Judge.
Shirley Green, County Judge, and sits in New Smyrna.
Has there been a consolidated hearing for all of them, or?
I'm working to get them all together, and I think they'll do that. And so far, the lawyers have been cooperative.
Right.
Ted Dorn appeared, upon his appearance, accepted service. Mr. Gartenlaub accepted service for his witnesses.
Now, his witnesses would be Gartenlaub would be for the Waverly people.
He's representing Waverly, the corporation, which has a record subpoena, and Sotolongo, Garrett, and Watt.
Yeah, because I just came back from the trial in Orlando, and it's not even at a peak yet. Yeah.
So they'll be busy, but if we get Judge Green's ruling in May or so, and it's a legal question, it shouldn't be a long drawn-out thing. Right. The same legal issues we debated before the council when they authorized this. After that, I just told the council, I think, 2 months after she rules. Well, I could be done.
So let's say she rules in May, at the end of May. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
So you're figuring July?
Yes.
We could have this thing report done?
Yeah, and it might even be sooner. As I told them, if she rules against the subpoenas, we'll be done sooner because we won't be.
Now, as much as you're doing your due diligence, and we all know you're an excellent attorney, this goes without saying, the one concern, though, is the cost containment. How do you keep this thing from going to triple digits? You can't, right? To go into 6 figures?
Well, you know, we're over, just a little over 50,000 right now.
Right, but you've got 5 cases that are going to be heading to court. That's not cheap.
They'll all be in one.
If they're consolidated.
If they cooperate, and we'll all have the hearing at the same time. Everybody get up and make their argument. The judge will take their time and make a ruling. I don't think there's as much left to be done as there has been done up to now. The first $50,000 that have been spent, but there's 11 outstanding. It'll go to 75.
Let's say this is a 9-inning ball game. What inning would you say you're in right now?
It's a little too early for somebody to get a save.
So you're not in like the 8th or 9th inning then? This isn't Mariano Rivera territory?
No, not ready.
Not even middle innings yet? Well, about halfway?
And we're not ready for Jameis Winston either.
Okay, well that's a whole different story. Knew you're going to pull that FSU lingo there. You think it could go to 75, but you don't see like 150, 200,000, some of the numbers that have been thrown out.
No.
Okay. I know it's a tough thing. You've got to put all this together too, right?
Yeah.
Is that where McKinnon will come in handy too?
Oh yes, he's
consolidating.
He's been working, helping.
Right.
His main value has been as an advisor and consultant. He hasn't taken any depositions, but it's a big help to have somebody with experience like that to consult with when you're doing it.
Well, let me ask you this last question. You've taken a lot of heat with whether this is political, legal, legit. You know, I put a public records request. You answered it promptly. You found an exemption to turning over records. Obviously, this is a serious thing for you. Do you feel like you've overcome that hurdle at this point now, or is that still something that you have to deal with the judge with?
I don't believe the judge will have any concern with it.
Okay.
I don't expect.
Well, Dorn might give you some hassles, no?
The lawyer, he could come in and say this is all political, but that, as a matter of law, that is a BS.
Right.
The council, everything the council does is presumably political.
Exactly.
Elected officials, they're charged to do that. So you can't say an ordinance is no good because the council had a bad motive. If he comes up with that, we'll just have to get that over with.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's par for the course. I mean, there's going to be some politicizing in this whole thing. It's been that way from the beginning, right?
And it hasn't hurt. I've had great cooperation from all these, 23, actually 25 people have cooperated.
Yeah, I was surprised. The county chair said he was only going to do it in public session, and he changed his mind and got it taken care of. So that must have been a relief, too.
Yeah, and he
Was there any strong-arming by Mr. Kaney?
No.
Counselor?
No.
I know you.
No, you can't strong-arm a county chair, especially a decorated war veteran like
Yeah.
Jason Davis. But he thought better of it. I think, he didn't want to be the only council member that was not doing it. And the other thing is, remember, that was a huge upset when he got elected. Nobody thought he was going to win.
Right.
And nobody poured freebie campaign contributions on him. He had no bus signs. And he said, thank goodness.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this. I know you've said already that you don't envision any major criminal find in this. There's a big mess, and we'll leave it at that. But do you think they could hire you to look at the advertising authorities? Because that is a jumbled mess. It's a big can of worms, especially southeast Volusia.
It's kind of stuck where it is because
Yeah.
the way the county is territorially divided.
Right.
We can't do anything together in this.
Yeah.
Advertise anything.
With the hospital authorities, with the ad authorities. Do you see at some point maybe legally these things getting consolidated?
I just had a little chat with Mayor Green from Port Orange.
Right.
In 1985, I was one of the leading proponents of consolidating the Halifax area cities. And of course, he was then still is the mayor in Port Orange, and he was dead set against it. And he's got a great city down there. He does a great job, and he's not consolidated. And I'm not going to bring that up again.
So you sound like you feel really good about the whole process here.
Yes. I think it's going well.
And you got to just let the things play it out and then see where it falls for a final report. Well, for Jon Kaney, Jr., First Amendment Foundation expert, First Amendment expert on the law and all the ins and outs. This is Henry Frederick of Headline Surfer. It was a pleasure taking the time with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
Thank you.
Take care.